everybody, welcome to another episode of I've Been Playing, where today we are talking about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I know it seems like I'm quite behind on this, but I have been playing it off and on since it came out. And also because it's been 1 or 2 months now, I can't actually remember when it came out specifically. I'm sure you've heard about it. If you want a quick summary of my thoughts, well, have you ever played a game? And even if you can tell it's not a game that you're going to stick with and enjoy, you know it's going to be shortlisted for every Game of the Year list if it doesn't just straight up win it. That's what this game is. So the short summary is that if you have a way to at least try it out, I would, personally. There you go, that's the short review. Shortest review I've ever done. At least give it a try. But if you want to get more into it, the basic story is, and I'm not going to get into too much of it because it is a story-heavy game, that the world has been fractured, and people disappear when they reach a certain age. So there's a lady called the Paintress who paints a number on a monument, and everyone who is that age gets disappeared, like gets Thanos snapped, essentially is what happens to him. And Expedition 33 are the ones who... I think what it is they go when the number is 33 because they are going to be disappeared when they are 32. So they go the year ahead of time because they're kind of dead either way, I think, is the premise. Because if they were 33 already, they'd be gone, right? That's how that works. So they're a year younger, and they're trying to save themselves from that same fate. So basically there's no one over, at this point, 32 in the world, or in the place where you are, Lumiere, because they've all been turned into petals. It's called the gommage, if you want to be technical, which I'm assuming means, like, disappearance or erase. I know some French. That's not one of the words I know. So basically, what the expeditions do are they try to go and kill the Paintress so that she stops doing that, and that so, in theory, everyone stops dying of unnatural causes, I guess? I mean, it's not like a disease or anything like that, so I suppose it's unnatural causes, but, you know, they're trying to stop it from happening, basically. That's what they're going there, it's what they're expeditioning to do, is to stop it. And there have been several before. I think it went up to Expedition 100, like they started with 100, maybe? Again, I played the first bit of this when it first came out, and then didn't touch it again for a little while. Not because I didn't want to play it, but just because I have not been in the mood to do anything. If you haven't been able to tell from the fact that I haven't had many videos out. And so that's the story, and that's as much of the story as I am going to get into. Because again, it is one of those story-heavy games. You can play it without paying attention to the story, but, like, that's half the point, so why would you do that? And I think, personally, they've done really well, because I didn't even know these characters yet, and it was like the end of the prologue, and I was already crying, or almost crying. I was like, I don't know you! Why am I so sad? But it was just, everything about it is really well done, and like I said, even if you don't enjoy it, even if you try it and you don't enjoy it for whatever reason, which was fair enough, I think it's fair to say it's one of those games that people can tell is well made, even if they don't like it themselves. And I'm pretty sure, first of all, this isn't a AAA game. I would say it's polished like a AAA game, but considering the state of AAA games recently, that's a lie, because it's much better than that. But I'm pretty sure it's the studio's first thing. Somebody just wanted to make a game, and they made it, and it actually turned out well. Go figure! It's almost like when you have passion for something, it turns out better. The gameplay is turn-based, because the big influence was Final Fantasy. It also feels kind of stylish in the same vein as Persona or Metaphor ReFantazio, like very stylish kind of battles and stuff, like in that sense. It kind of reminds me of that. It's not purely turn-based. There are some QTEs for doing abilities or dodging and parrying, which I am better at dodging than I am at parrying, but still not great. And I think it depends on the difficulty you play on as well. It gets harder with harder difficulties, as you would probably expect, like the timing window is smaller and stuff like that. Which I know can put some people off of it, probably has put some people off of it, which is understandable. I would rather they not be there, but they also don't bother me. There are some bits of it that are a lot harder than you would expect, like harder difficulty spikes, I think, than you might necessarily expect, but I don't know if they updated it, or it just clicked with me more because I played it for a few hours the other day, but I was having no issue whatsoever. Or maybe it's because I'm actually finally leveling the way I should be, because my problem with RPGs and Final Fantasy and stuff like that in particular, like JRPGs I guess in particular, is that there always comes a point where I just get so tired of leveling that I don't do it. and then I hit a boss that I'm under-leveled for, and then I stop because I just don't want to fight the same enemy 700 times. And I know it's a problem of mine, and I still do it in every RPG I play. So I really should learn at this point, but I feel like either I'm at least keeping up, or I think I have it on a slightly lower difficulty setting as well. But at this point, I'm not having any issues. I am towards the end of Act 2, because I looked something up and it said, oh no, this is the end of Act 2, don't worry, because it felt like it was building to a conclusion. I was like, surely the game's not over yet. I have like 10 more hours according to most how long to beat and stuff like that. So, fair chunk of the way through the game. There is a little bit more to the combat than that. Each character has kind of specific modifiers that affect how their skills function. I'm not going to go through all of them, but one of them has like a rating scale, so certain skills do more damage if you're at a certain rating. And another one I still don't really understand because I was very tired when I was playing, and she has tarot cards or something. I don't fully understand how that one works, but I'm doing fine. I think everyone's around level 40 right now. I mean, it's not the biggest deal if you don't pay attention to it anyway, I don't think. The main thing is that you have AP, and skills cost a certain number of those, so more powerful skills will take more of that, and you can gain more of it by dodging, parrying, skills you can equip, stuff like that. Overall though, I recommend it. I think that's probably all I want to explain because as I said, do think this is something you should probably experience for yourself, at least to try it out. And again, I will be very, very surprised if this isn't at least nominated for Game of the Year. If it doesn't win, I'm sure it will win several outlets' Games of the Year. It will probably be my Game of the Year. It's like that or Pirate Yakuza, and I don't actually think I love Pirate Yakuza, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna beat this. So, we'll see. Yeah. Very stylish, very fun, very dramatic, nice soundtrack. Heavy story. That's the thing, it's story heavy and it's also a heavy story, so, you know, because everyone's dying. So, you do kind of have to be prepared to deal with that when you're playing it, unless, again, you just ignore the story. But I recommend it, is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna stop talking now, because I have nothing else to say. Thank you for joining me for this very rambly review once again of Clair Obscur. Have you played this one, or are you waiting? All that good stuff. Anything that you want to let me know about the game down in the comments down below, please, because I know for a fact this time around that I'm not the only person playing this game, and it's been very popular, and I'm very happy for them, because it came out, I think Oblivion was shadow dropped 3 days before this came out, and I was worried that they were going to get screwed over, but it doesn't seem like they have. So yeah, I'm genuinely, especially since I'm pretty sure this is their first game, very impressive. Like, I'm pretty sure the critical score is sitting above a 90, or certainly around it, which is insane. But that's all from me for now, and I'll see you next time. And I have no idea when that will be, because who knows what I'm gonna play a new game that I want to talk about.